Hello, and welcome to the A65 Academy's College and Career Expo. I'm Cooper, and I'm here with Mayor Glenn Jacobs today. Thank you for coming and joining us here, by the way.
Thanks for having me, Cooper. I appreciate it.
So, in all of the things that have been going on today at the Expo, how do you feel about this event?
This was a tremendous event. As I was walking in, I got to talk with some of the students that were leaving and going back to their home schools, and it was just cool. They were very excited. Had the opportunity to just see all these different opportunities that are available, whether it's business, whether it's post-secondary, certification, four-year universities, all these different things. So really appreciate schools doing this, and also really appreciate the young people that showed up today to learn more about the labor force and the work market and the careers that are available for them.
Yeah, it was very cool to see how many people actually turned up. It was like a lot of people.
So 3,000 students, I think, today.
That's crazy.
It's pretty amazing. Yeah.
That's really cool. So how do you feel about like the A65 Academy thing that's coming and how that'll affect like education here in Knox County?
I am completely jazzed and pumped about the 865 Academies because what it is going to allow is for young people to kind of customize their education as far as, obviously we always have fundamentals, reading, writing, arithmetic, and now things like computer science and coding and that sort of stuff. But nevertheless, from there with some of the electives and the concentrations, you can pick a academic pathway, whether it's say health or liberal arts or engineering, and really tailor your education for that particular field. So it exposes young people to those opportunities. In some cases, what it does is actually, you might get into something, and this is what I did when I was in college, and say, I really don't like this that much. But you get a jump on everybody else because you can find that out in high school. But hopefully everybody finds what things that they do like to do and acquire some of the skills necessary for them to be successful in that particular endeavor.
Of course. Moving on to more about your personal stuff with being a mayor, how did you figure out that you wanted to get involved with politics and more specifically being a mayor?
I've lived an incredible life, and I've been just very blessed and fortunate, and I attribute that to the fact that I live in a country where we have the opportunities to take advantage of our gifts to make the world better, and in the process make our own lives better. I am a firm believer in that. It's the American dream, and for me it's just that, is ensuring that we do everything that we can to make sure that people like you, that young folks, have those opportunities in the future. And I just felt that government would be a way to do that. The position of mayor gives you a lot of influence over your community. And you're close enough to people and the community to really understand what's going on. At the same time, you can help make policies and push things in a positive direction, which you can't do, say, in Congress or maybe even the state legislature. So I just felt that mayor was, as far as what it allowed you to do and have an impact on your community, was the best position. In fact, I once asked both Senator Bob Corker, who is mayor of Chattanooga, as well as Governor Bill Haslam, who is mayor of Knoxville, what was the best job that they ever had? And both of them said mayor, for that reason, is you're able to really have a positive impact on your community.
That's very cool. So with that, since now that you are in your second term and you've been doing it for a number of years, what would you say is the most difficult part of being a mayor?
The most difficult part is that everything, rightly or wrongly, is your responsibility. And anything that goes wrong, you have to take the blame for it. Meanwhile, because you're the leader of a team, the team's actually the ones that do the work, you shouldn't take credit for the things that go right. It's kind of like a quarterback in football. If the team does their job, they win. The quarterback often gets credit, but if something goes wrong, even if it's not the quarterback's fault, they get the blame. And also, not everybody sees things as you do all the time, and you can't make everybody happy. So you have to accept that you're going to be criticized for things, But at the same time, if it's the right thing to do, that's what you have to do, and accept that some people are going to be mad and yell at you about it, but that's your job.
Right. I completely agree with you. So if you could, the final thing, if you could go back to like your younger self, like maybe schooling or just when you were younger, what would you say just in general about your life and everything?
I would tell my younger self that failure is part of life, and it's really something that you have to embrace. None of us want to fail, but as you step outside of your comfort zone, which is what you have to do to grow as a human being, you're doing stuff you've never done before. So you're just going to fail. That's just the way it is. It's the first time you've ever done whatever. If you don't do that, you're going to live inside of a self-imposed box, and you'll never know what the world has in store for you. You never know what you're going to be able to do. So failure is really important, and then learning from those failures. Things aren't a mistake, because everybody's going to have stuff happen. Things aren't a mistake unless you don't learn from it. And of course, obviously,
right.
You make the same mistakes over and over again.
Right.
But in the end, failure is a learning opportunity, and what it really is it's a method to grow. And in my own life, there have been times when I've had a goal or a dream and stuff has happened and I've wanted to give up on it. Just keep on going, because things will turn out okay. They don't always turn out in the way that you want them to or the way that you thought they would, but they will turn out to your benefit. But you have to keep on pushing, and you can't be afraid to step outside of your comfort zone, and you can't be afraid to look failure in the eye and say, it's okay, I'm going to adjust and I'll do better next time.
Right. That's really very smart.
Well,
I couldn't think of the right verb. All right. So wanted to thank you again for coming down here and talking to us for a little bit. And that will be the end of our spotlights for today for the 865 Academies College and Career Expo. Thank everyone for tuning in today for all the spotlights, and thanks for watching, and have a good day.